Welcome to Hold On to Your Butts, the podcast about how the just cracking it right on. Welcome to Hold On to Your Butts, the podcast about how the biggest show on earth lost its bite, which is a sentiment that I am fully back on board for. Last episode, I was feeling a little wishy-washy on my thesis for this project, which was Jurassic Park is not relevant anymore. And now I've been talking to more people, and I was like, I'm doing this podcast, and they're like, so what is that, like, how many movies? And I was like, 6 movies. And they was like, what? 6 Jurassic Park movies? There are 6 Jurassic Park movies.
It's so seeped into our subconscious that it's just always been a part of it. So it's like they're... And most people are ignorant anyway, so.
I guess so. I think the movie...
Ignorant.
Most people are ignorant, even though the movies are... Yeah, I mean... Even the biggest movie on the planet is like going to touch a small percentage of the amount of people... in the country, in our lives, in the world.
Thank you for saying that.
Something like Jurassic Park. I'm Paul. Hey,
I'm
welcome.
JD. Hey, how's
I'm
it
here
going?
with JD, my
Hey.
good friend of many years.
Hello, everybody.
My pal in Dino exploration.
Yeah.
My paleontology pal.
Your paleontology. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're paleontologists.
We're paleontologists of this bizarre dinosaur-themed film franchise. In fact, we're going back through all of them, all 6, ahead of the new movies released this summer. It's called Jurassic World Rebirth. And so we're going back and revisiting the dino craze of the 90s, the Chris Pratt years of the 2010s.
Can I do the intro yet?
I'm doing it. I thought we were doing
Well,
it.
the intro song.
Oh,
for
yeah,
the little jingle.
You promised me
Yeah,
something.
you did a thing where we're taking John Williams scores and putting that.
It was good.
I am a living dinosaur. Come closer and I'll eat you. All right.
It's good.
I'm glad you liked
got
it.
me. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Those are the official lyrics.
I got to think of one for next one.
Yeah, you thought.
Dino.
So that's why I'm the...
No, that's Mario. That's not Jaws.
You thought that was Jaws?
I'm thinking Bowser, I guess.
Sharky.
Yeah. What's the Jaws theme?
Jaws. I was never a big Jaws guy.
Dino.
Yeah, there you go.
Dinos.
Save for next month.
Dinos coming to eat you now.
Oh my God, there's a raptor.
Let's talk about the new movie. We haven't talked about it at all. There's a new movie coming out.
Rebirth?
Yes, Jurassic World Rebirth. We're going to get to the movie that we watched for this episode, but we should talk about the new movie because we haven't talked about it at all.
I don't think it's a good sign that you don't want to talk about this movie.
Well, strap in because that's going to be the tone of the episode. But Jurassic World Rebirth, it's the 7th installment. It's coming this summer in early July. It stars Scarlett Johansson, an actor who is maybe, I don't know, she's one of our greats. She's one of the biggest stars of Hollywood.
That's true.
She's
a big ScarJo fan over here.
I love Scarlett Johansson.
Ever since I saw Vicky Cristina Barcelona as a child.
Oh my God. That was important to me. I mean, that came out, we were the same age.
Scandal noted, but also,
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Woody Allen. Scandal noted, but
Scandal noted.
Separate the art from the artist,
Uh-huh.
and Scarlett Johansson separated her even more.
Yeah.
And put her on a pedestal, because that's what I did.
She's so good. She's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's starring in the new one. And I sent you an article this week with some quotes from her that I thought we might talk about.
Sure.
These were interesting to me. I don't know if these meant anything to you. But some reporter apparently was asking her, like, hey, new movie, you're in it. How does it feel joining this franchise that's been around for 20 years? And her quotes were, I saw the first one when I was like 11, and it looked like nothing we'd ever seen before. I remember it so clearly, the actress said, which is like, okay, you remember it. Not like, okay. So then she goes on, the music, the Brontosaurus, the whole thing. The first time that T-Rex screamed, oh my God, it was transcendent. This sounds to me like a woman who does not care about Jurassic Park, or maybe even remember what it's about.
You think she's just trying to get a paycheck?
1,000,000% yes.
Yeah. She might not be as into dinosaurs as we are. Into the franchise as we are.
I think she's about as into it as I am.
You think she watched all 6 movies before? I doubt she did that.
No chance did she sit through Jurassic Park 3.
What? Jurassic Park 3? Possibly my favorite one.
After
the first one. The first one, you can't duplicate, you can't beat. That's why the second one was so bad.
I like the
It's like you're
second
trying
one.
to recapture this thing that you can't.
I like the second one fine. It was okay.
Yes, it was okay.
It introduced some new elements and new twists. Not big ones. Nothing that
Got Site
could
B.
challenge. Site B.
Site B, very important.
And here's what the second movie did that I thought was distinctive and provocative, minimally, was, hey, what if these dinos deserve to live? What if they're animals that deserve respect? You know, the idea of like a Site B, Isla Sorna, even though I sort of wish it was the other island still, was a preserve, a nature preserve. That's kind of interesting. Like, what do you do with the dinos now that they're here? That's a great question.
Yeah, that they don't tackle at all, really.
I mean, they definitely
that is definitely
throw
a
it away.
footnote to the footnote of what that movie's about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one guy decided what he wanted to do was bring one to San Diego, and it didn't go good.
Didn't go good for him.
You know what? I would say that was a bad idea. Just me personally, taking a dino to downtown San Diego and letting it run loose in the streets. I think that was a mistake.
What you remember is that he let it do that?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. Great movies. I love Jurassic Park, man. Love this shit.
Well, I mean, I do enjoy, I like the third one. It does go back to Isla Sorna, your least favorite island.
Sorna wish it was the other island.
Yeah.
Can I read the other quote from ScarJo?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, because then we can move. I mean, unless you have more thoughts on the new movie.
Well, I do want to acknowledge that I am bounding as one of the characters from this movie.
Jurassic Park III.
Yeah, I don't just
people are going
like
to be
this.
wondering about the polo. We
people
got to address it.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be thinking, why is JD wearing that polo?
I'm wearing the William H. Macy, or Paul Kirby is his character, his just generic gray polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were now, thankfully, people put that to rest.
I'm sure people were like, what is he wearing? How is he bounding this episode? It's probably what we're most known for at this point with the podcast.
You think?
In my mind.
Okay.
Me dressing up as characters.
I hope that's the case. I would like to see some 5-star reviews, more outfits, more JD outfits.
Hey, I'd love that.
I want to give that to
the
today.
A little bit, yeah. You got black or gray, monochrome. He's not in this movie, but thanks for the effort.
Oh man, fuck! I meant to look up why. Because remember last time we were like, why would they bring back Malcolm but not Sam Neill and Laura Dern? And then in the third one, they bring back. We're bouncing around so much. They bring back Laura Dern, sort of, and Sam Neill is the lead again, and then Malcolm not in it at all. No Goldblum.
Yeah,
it's like the second movie made less money than the first movie, and they were like, so maybe it was Sam Neill that was the secret sauce.
I don't know if that was what their thoughts were.
You think?
No.
See, I needed to do the research. I didn't do the research of why they actually did this.
Give us ScarJo's quote, and I'll look it up a little.
You know what? You should listen to this. We should talk about this.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening. I'm also listening.
We should do a whole episode on the backstory, I guess. Get into it after we can finally look at it.
I guarantee it was a money thing. Jeff Goldblum didn't want to. Yeah, they didn't offer him enough money, or he didn't want to be associated with like something making less and less money, and then blaming him.
Maybe.
I mean, he doesn't do a lot of sequels. Jeff Goldblum, or at least back in the day, he didn't.
Maybe. Or maybe he didn't want to do it without Crichton and Spielberg. Because that's the thing with the new movies is like...
Ooh, and I got some behind the scenes stuff about that with that one.
Hell yeah. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let me give you the other ScarJo quote. We got to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth coming out this July. Here's the other quote from ScarJo. This is before the press tour has even properly started. She says, I mean, even today, I got an email from Universal Pictures, which is the company that made the movie. And they're like, hey, would you consider joining Instagram in tandem with the release of Jurassic World Rebirth? She's trying to make a point about how big of a deal this franchise is, I think. She says, I get a lot of pressure to join social media, she revealed. Is there a way I could do this and stay true to who I am? It didn't feel like I could, she says. So she's saying, Jurassic Park, big deal, meant something to me as a kid. I'm still not joining Instagram for it, even though the movie production company thinks it would be a good idea for the like financial prospects of the movie.
This is her just being like, hey, I'm a big star. I was in the Marvel movies. I'm in the highest grossing movies of all time. I'm a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this to make you happy. Like me being part of this is a reason why some people are going to come see this.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, absolutely. She is the hired gun.
Yeah,
she's the latest
like the
star.
Tom Cruise. She's the female Tom Cruise. People will go just to see her in the movie.
I wonder.
I'm telling you, she is.
Maybe.
She's Black Widow, bro.
Yeah, but people go to see the Marvel movies for the characters, not the stars.
I don't think that's true.
You think people are going to see Chris Evans?
Maybe not her, but in
I feel
other
like we
things,
had this conversation in the first episode, literally about the Marvels, and we disagreed about it then.
No, people aren't going to see a Thor movie because they like Thor. They like Chris Hemsworth.
I totally disagree.
Aren't seeing.
They're going for the characters, their stories from the comics.
What's his name? Robert Downey Jr.
He's
they don't even call him Iron Man. They call him Robert Downey Jr.
We have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
So Scarlett, here's the thing though. If Scarlett was actually invested in this, like personally, if this was a passion project,
yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It would be, I'm joining Instagram to promote my new movie that I care about.
I think she's waiting to do that for something she does care about.
Exactly.
Maybe. Yeah.
Exactly. This franchise
Lucy 2
has gotten so non-personal for anyone involved. Like the initial spark that Michael Crichton had in the 80s, like he had 3 sparks. He had the what if you could clone dinos? And then what if someone who cloned dinos made them into an amusement park? And then Chaos Theory and Ian Malcolm. Those were the 3 magic elements that made Jurassic Park great, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And slowly those got chipped away, whittled away, and removed and watered down. And now it's just like dinosaur action franchise.
I mean, people think dino action when you think of Jurassic Park. They're not like, hey, I want to see Sam Neill. They want to see the dinosaurs.
They don't think Sam Neill. They don't think. I mean, secondarily, they might think like Jeff Goldblum.
It's also
dino action.
But it's become such a cultural touchstone now. It's in the zeitgeist. Like, I mean, it influences. It's like everyone knows about the frogs switching sexes because we've all seen fucking.
Everyone knows.
I think most people. I mean, I think it's more common knowledge than it used to be.
Probably.
And no one. I mean, and the whole thing about dinosaurs being more closely related to birds. I mean, that all comes from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're talking 30 years later. You know, or however. How far away are we from the first movie?
93, so 22 years. No, 32 years.
Yeah, 30 something. 30 plus years. 30 plus years. 92, 2002, 2012, 2023, so that's 30.
28 years.
20, almost 40 years later. Yes, it is seeped into the zeitgeist.
28 years. 32 years. 32 years.
30 years is 23, 24, 25. So it's 32 years.
32 years.
Okay.
Just like I said.
Yeah.
Never wavered for a second.
It was definitely one of the numbers you threw out.
People just see me like imploding. To do basic arithmetic.
I mean, I used my fingers, but I got there.
You did you did well. You handled yourself great.
Versus
imagine a raptor coming at me.
Right.
I can't do
32, 48. How many vertebrae does it have? All these things are in the zeitgeist. But one of the things I think once we get to the Jurassic World things is people were going for the Pratts. I mean, people think their names, but Laura Dern and Sam Neill weren't household names before Jurassic Park. That made them into household names. Jeff Goldblum was probably the most famous person before that movie.
I think, and
that definitely was like possibly a apex mountain for him to take from the Ringers podcast, like the highest height he reached in cultural relevance. All I'm saying is like it's hard to separate them from the movies now. At the time, people weren't going to see Sam Neill.
No,
he was just some weird Kiwi no one had ever heard of.
No, people were going because it was like maybe it was because it was Spielberg.
For Dino, Spielberg Crichton was definitely the biggest star.
And then the idea itself was,
and then the dinosaurs took over. Yeah,
and then it became Dino.
Dino action, I think, is what most people go for.
By the time we get to the third movie, Spielberg is gone.
More Dino action. Dino action up in this movie.
Runtime down.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the last one was too long, kind of boring in places, because they were trying to give Jeff Goldblum more things to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think this one is served because it's shorter. You definitely feel that runtime. I hate being the kind of person who's like, conscious of the runtime of a movie because I think that like takes away from like the story or like
Uh-huh.
I don't know, it lessens it to me when I'm like, the art should be whatever it is.
Wow. Aren't you? That's wow. What a friggin'
I'm an artist.
gourmand for movies over here.
Gourmand for movies.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Friggin' film buff over here doesn't want to think about the runtime.
Yeah, sorry. I want to just enjoy art for what it is.
You just want to take in the art of the movie.
Yeah, I think art should be as long as it should be.
Jurassic Park 3. You want to just take in the artistry.
Movies, just like podcasts, are as long as they should be. Okay? As long as they take to tell the story. And but I mean, it's a plus. You're getting right to the action right away. And they're giving you who you like, Sam Neill.
Yeah, who we like, hypothetically.
Okay.
I have no strong feelings about Sam Neill.
So I guess what we're getting is Scarlett Johansson being in this movie.
Yes.
Adding to what Jurassic Park is or taking away? Because you're
adding to, for sure she's an ad.
Yes, but I mean, they're falling into that trap of like what Hollywood is now, is it's all about the star first. You know, they're like, oh, we put Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yeah. Well, it's got a lot of things going for it. The franchise, people know it, even though I would say doesn't have the draw it used to have.
Is Dino action taking second seat to ScarJo? Is it going to be another too long of a movie because they're trying to, ScarJo wants more to do, quote unquote.
I hope they give her something to do. Jeez Louise.
As long as it's serving the story. If it's like some long rambling thing about her, childhood that doesn't link to the movie at all, then it's not serving the movie.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
did you see the trailer? You saw the trailer, right?
Yes, I've seen the trailer.
Would you have a take on it?
Should we watch it again?
Okay.
It's been a minute, so I think I would. It would
freshen me up.
Yeah, it would be nice for me to.
Jurassic World: Rebirth, coming this summer, in a world where 6 other Jurassic Park movies already exist.
You gotta.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist. Sorry, what mission?
Nerd
This
guy.
would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God. Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety.
Isla
more or less.
Nublar.
More or less? He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados.
Are people going to hear this
Avoid
audio in the
government
pod?
patrol,
What, can we
there aren't
pause?
that many anymore.
Why's that?
Mahershala Ali is the other big actor.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome casting.
Oscar-winning actor.
Love that guy. That guy
Did
just...
ScarJo win an Oscar? No.
I don't know. She
should
deserves one.
In my heart.
Boy, she's great. Shall we list our favorite Scarlett Johansson movies? Let's look at her IMDb. What has she done that's like, what should she have won her Oscar for?
Lucy.
Lucy was fun. She does such big like action movies. She does like movies that are fun to watch. Under the Skin.
She did a lot of...
Under the Skin was good.
She did a lot of artsy movies, right? But I mean, before she became like the action star of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Home Alone 3.
She was a child in that one. Her was good.
Her was great.
I mean, if she was trying to go for an Oscar, it might have been in Jojo Rabbit. Never saw it.
Hail Caesar. I don't remember her role in that.
She was a small one.
The Island was fun. Oh, that's one of my favorite Michael Bay.
Ooh, The Prestige. I forgot she was in
Prestige. I will watch The Prestige anytime, any day. But
she's not like
I'm
the biggest
watching
part.
the entire. But she's good.
Yeah, she's good, but she's not. That's not an Oscar performance.
Supporting actress. Have you ever seen Girl with the Pearl Earring? That's one of her first movies.
No, I haven't. No, I have not.
Oh, here's another Woody scoop.
The Perfect Score. I remember watching that movie.
Yes, she's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Chef, where Jon Favreau casts her as
Just
one
being
of
hot.
2 beautiful women to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Cool move, dude.
Hey man, would you not do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. So Mahershala Ali, also great.
Lost in Translation.
Oh, that's the one she should have won for.
Maybe that one.
Supporting actress.
Yeah.
Under the Skin's really good.
Haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's like moody and cool sci-fi. So anyway, Jurassic World Rebirth. We're watching the trailer here. The premise is like, it's the same as all the other ones.
There's kind of a formula, they're not...
Hey, we got to go back
works.
to the island where there's dinos.
Yeah, I mean, this formula works.
Sometimes
That's what this movie does. Okay, what?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This
Are they going
island
to
was
Isla
the
Nublar?
research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Isla Nublar, then.
No, the research facility was Isla Sorna. That's where they did the cloning.
Well, she said original, so I was thinking the original movie. They might be linking those.
But you see the tubes of Dino half
Yeah.
grown, that was on Isla Sorna.
Sure. But
Even though we
maybe
both
didn't see
Sorna
that.
wish it was Isla Nublar. We know that that's Sorna.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
This is straight from the third movie.
I was thinking,
These
wow, that
dinosaurs
looks like a similar
too
action
dangerous
scene
for the original park.
to JP3.
Please don't say they're raptors.
Okay, they might be on Sorna. Said too dangerous for the original park.
Uh-huh.
We're left here.
Wouldn't it be funny if they just like a new creature popped out and it was like, just like a rhinoceros or something, like a regular?
Either talking about like a Godzilla
Elephant.
crossover.
We put ourselves in a place we don't
one of the
belong.
guys, the dinos that killed Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are
Spinosaurus? Are those Spinosaurus?
Defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
I see kids.
They're
There's
bringing
kids.
You always gotta have kids.
I wish you didn't.
Toxic trait. I hate kids.
Don't need to have kids in
Jurassic
my movies.
Park movies.
Okay, so this movie, it looks like a rehash of the same shit we've seen 100 times now, right?
I mean,
you go to the park, dinos, action.
there's a recipe. You know, I mean, it's like trying to redo a Fast and Furious movie. You know, it's like you got to give them what they want.
The Fast and Furious movies, like they go to different locales. You know, there's different types of like schemes and heists and
Well,
like
you're going to different places on the island. Like it looked like there was some kind of like Indiana Jones-esque temple that they were in.
yeah.
Which is so funny that all these Lucasfilms things cross over. I didn't really think about it as a kid, but George Lucas was also part of Indiana Jones, which Spielberg directed. So there are elements of that in all these movies.
I remember Lucas, there was something I read about the first Jurassic Park. Lucas had a hand in it. He like finished mixing it, the sound or something, when Spielberg had to go work on Schindler's List. He was like, hey,
they
George,
worked together all the time. Yeah,
help me out.
Produced it, yeah.
bro.
It said produced by Lucasfilm, so yeah.
JP1 was
One of them was.
Lucasfilm?
Well, I mean, they all these movies do their sound at Lucasfilm.
Really
Yeah, the whatever Skywalker Ranch.
interesting.
I mean,
How
yeah,
about
it's like a
that?
big production
I didn't know that.
facility that a lot of movies do stuff at.
Huh. Kathleen Kennedy for you.
Yeah.
Secretly the main character of the podcast.
Yeah.
If there's any one single link that combines all the Jurassic Park franchise, it's her.
Yeah, she really steps up as the producer in this movie. Now that Spielberg's gone, and one of the special features I watched, she is narrating the whole thing basically.
Interesting.
And she's the one because when Spielberg stepped aside, going all the way back to the first movie, the guy who directed this one, Joe Johnston, he was a producer on it, and he talked to Spielberg, and he's like, hey, if you do a second one, can I do it? Because he was like a producer person on it. And he was like, hey, I think I'm going to do the second one, but if we do a third one.
I read that they were buds too.
Do my first call. Yeah, they're friends. So when they did a third one, he was the first person that Spielberg reached out to.
Huh. Should have reached out to someone else.
Well, I thought this was a great movie.
Okay. Should we do the plot and then talk about?
Okay.
Because we have different perspectives on this.
Yeah, obviously.
The plot is Alan Grant and Laura Dern are separated. Laura Dern has some new guy. Alan Grant is still doing dino stuff. He's a paleontologist.
Couldn't get out of the game for Laura Dern.
Still loves the dinos
more than her.
Mm-hmm. And but he gets visited on a dig, much like he did in the first movie. He gets visited by this person and his wife, a married couple. William H. Macy and Taya Leone.
Okay, yeah.
They claim to be the owners of this big conglomerate called Kirby Enterprises.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
And they're like, hey, They basically offer him the same deal that Hammond does at the beginning. They're like, hey, would you go with us to the Dino Island?
To just fly over is what they're saying.
To fly over. Just do a little flyover. No risk. And we'll pay you boatloads. And he's like, I don't want to go back. And they're like, what if we do 2 boatloads?
Checks. Well, he gives him a blank check. Yeah.
Was that what it is? A blank check?
Yeah, he goes, I can write any number on here. And honestly, he could, because he couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out soon enough that there was no money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do it. They go fly down to Isla Sorna. They're flying over it. And Grant is like, on the left, you'll see some dinos. And then the married couple is like, not interested at all. Turns out they don't give a shit.
And they have 3 mercenaries with them.
They have 3 mercenaries. They land the plane. And he's like, Grant's like, what? They land the plane. They have other motives. A classic Jurassic Park, shifted allegiances, secret plans, secret plots. And it turns out they're actually looking for their kid who was going parasailing, as we saw in the opening scene.
Yeah, with Taya Leone's new boy.
And he's been on the island for 8 weeks, maybe dead, maybe alive. And it's a rescue mission. So they land
Just
the plane.
like the second one.
It goes bad. They try to take off the plane. It fails. Plane crashes. And then from there, basically, there is no plot. It's just them running around in the jungle, escaping dinos, and eventually they escape. Thanks to Laura Dern, who calls in a troop of military dudes.
Which is basically how the first movie ends. I mean, the first book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they take a lot of stuff from the books that they hadn't used, like the Triceratons, pterodactyls.
The pterodactyls scene.
Yeah.
And the raft.
Which I loved, which Kathleen Kennedy says is the big differentiating factor of the of this movie from the other two, is having the pterodactyls in it. That was such a fun one where they're like, we're in a bird cage. But can we go back?
That
Are we going to go back?
Fucking sucked.
What? That was awesome. He had the fucking
sucked. I was so excited for pterodactyls, and that scene was ass.
He had the parachute, and he was flying around.
Joe Johnston
grabs the guy.
Doesn't deserve to lick the shit off of Spielberg's boots.
Wow.
He is so bad. The movie.
What didn't you like about it?
Like,
there's action
but
packed.
it was so boringly shot. Like the pterodactyls in the books, they're dive bombing, right? You can imagine what would Spielberg do with these flying creatures, like what he did with the compies in the second book, where he invented this whole new way for these tiny dinosaurs to take a dude down. It was like exciting. It was fresh. In this movie, pterodactyls, the special thing is that they fly. And so the first time we see them approach as a threat, we see them on a bridge. And what is the pterodactyl doing? It's walking on its feet out of the shadows.
Like a dragon.
Walking?
Well, yeah, that's a scene from the book, because it's walking, and it uses its wings to help walk. And the Sam Neill character says, oh, it uses its wings to walk.
I don't know. Spielberg would have had the wherewithal
plenty of flying
to deviate.
The pterodactyls fly. It's not like they only walk.
It was so dull. The action in this movie was terrible. I kept looking for my favorite dino action.
All this stuff was shot practically.
Some of it was.
3 different.
A lot of it was digital. The Spinosaurus is the main antagonist dino.
You think it wasn't?
It was digital almost all the time.
That's so wrong.
There was such a huge step forward in using digital effects versus
the special features where they show that thing is a huge Muppet. That thing is a huge animatronic thing.
Yeah?
Yes.
What?
They put it underwater. That thing could swim under the water. That thing had real claws. That fucked up Taya Leone because they kept reshooting the scene, and she got fucked up because the claws.
Really?
Yeah, because the claws were actually like moving, and they scratched her.
Oh, that's too bad. Sorry for her.
I think the Raptors were the most CG thing. This
they were.
They had
super digital.
The most digital thing, but they were also practical effect as well.
Sometimes.
Yeah, the budget.
It's the same mix of. It's the classic JP mix of digital and
I don't know why you're not. I don't know why you're just so after this movie. It was
it was excruciatingly dull.
It had everything you wanted in a Jurassic Park movie.
No, it was dumb. There was nothing like the first 2 were like ideas, you know? The first one is jam-packed with smart ideas. All the characters are smart.
Yeah, so you don't have to watch the movie. You're thinking about these ideas.
Yeah, I like to have some conflict, some tension that's not just like
this movie was all conflict, all tension. They're running away from this dinosaur the whole time.
That was the only conflict. And the only
That's the
emotional
only
arc,
conflict in the first movie.
no, it's not. The conflict
The
is
biggest one. The biggest
the
one.
attempt to open the park, the conflict between capitalism and biology.
Yeah, but it boils down to them running away from dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, but the running away captures all the bigger themes. Like,
Interesting.
because Hammond's dream is a failure. Like, him escaping the dinosaurs with his life is like admitting defeat for him. Like, he's lost his bigger dream, even though he's survived. Like, this movie doesn't have anything close to that. Like, it has. So what is Alan Grant's character in this movie? Our main character, our main leading man.
He's the reluctant hero.
The reluctant hero gets pulled back in. He doesn't want to be there. And yet, what does he do? What is his arc? What are his relationships? What changes for him over the course of the movie?
I could see that being there's not a big arc for him.
The only I was very keyed in on this. The only arc for anyone was the married couple, the Kirbys. William H. Macy, who I think is very
very good
Tay
actor.
Leone, both of them, very engaging. They just
Tay Leone, not my favorite. I prefer Laura Dern.
Yeah. Julianne Moore also. I mean,
Julianne Moore
also good.
I also was like, I want Laura Dern.
Give us Laura Dern in all of them. Just give us all the people we like in all of them, and let the characters grow and do something each new movie. They fucked that up so bad in these three movies.
To this thing about Jeff Goldblum said he didn't want to do the third movie because he didn't think there was any compelling reason for his character to be in this movie.
Couldn't agree more.
So he was written out pretty early on.
Couldn't agree more. What would he have done?
Same thing he does in the next one. Well, sorry, when he comes back in the next one.
No, we'll see.
I mean, I think if he wanted to, they would have done something with his character.
Tell me about the parts you liked, because this
we
worked
got to
for
go
you
back to the beginning. We got to go back all the way. Okay, I know you're running through it because you don't like it, but at the beginning scene, they have an opening kill. They always start with an opening kill. I do like the one thing I did think I was like, oh, come on, director, you're not doing a good job, because they have like they're parasailing and they have a camera in their hand. They shoot away to the guys in the boat, come back, no camera in the hand. Come back, camera. But then they do, if you're watching closely, they do show that like it's attached to like a rope or something, and they can just let it go. So, but that was like third time watching, being like, I noticed this thing with the continuity of the scene jumping back and forth. And then I was looking for it and I found it, but I thought it was kind of jarring at first. Little kid, I like the little kid. I thought he had more gumption than Tim from the first one. Yeah,
he was a little bit older. He was a little more mature.
I like this kid the best out of all the kids we've seen so far. I like him better than
I'm with you.
Ian Malcolm's daughter.
I'm giving you
I
this.
like him better than, I don't know. For some reason, he's not doing gymnastics, but it does seem capable that he's like, he finds all this leftover stuff and he's able to survive on the island for 8 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, he's resourceful. He's like competent. He's there.
They made him a more competent Tim.
Yeah.
Because he's older. Like, I read your book. And then
he liked the first book better.
Yeah, because
when he still liked dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It's a nice touch.
That was like, oh, there was growth that happened. We didn't see it on screen.
Yeah.
It happened before the movie
he's
started.
Reluctant the whole time. Yes. Yeah, there's no real like arc for him. Maybe, yeah. And then, but okay, so then we cut to Grant. So the dinosaurs eat the people on the boat because they have some kind of business where they parasail people, tourists along the island, so you could see dinosaurs along the island, East Lasorna. Their boat gets wrecked, which if you're parasailing with your girlfriend's son, you see the boat heading for a rock, do you unlatch? Because I was like, I think it'd be because it's not like the boat exploded, it just stayed there on the rock. So you pull yourself back to the rock. And because there's probably a phone on the boat, there's just more chance of survival getting to the boat than unlatching and then just floating off into possibly the ocean. I mean, I wouldn't know how to steer the parasail.
That's a good point.
The parachute. Would you?
No.
What would you have done?
No, I would have died. Dinosaur would have eaten me.
I mean, dinosaur ate him.
Yeah.
But I mean, your choice.
I would have died faster.
Do you stay chained or linked to the boat and try and figure out how to do that? Or do you unhook?
I'd probably unhook.
Okay.
If I'm in the water, I would like to think that that's what I do. Because I feel like when you're in the water, you're going to get tangled. And that's the biggest, most immediate threat.
Oh, yeah. Drowning. I guess, I didn't think about that.
So
I didn't think about it getting in the water. Yeah, my first thought was like you pull yourself back down to where the boat is. Yeah, and then unlatch from the parachute. Although I don't know, he didn't have a knife or something. I don't know how they would do that.
It's a stressful situation. You don't know how you're going to react.
Yeah,
in a traumatic situation. Hopefully, no one's going to ask you to do simple arithmetic.
Okay. So that was like the first thing I was like, okay, I can put myself in this situation. Okay, yeah, I'm in on the movie. Okay, I'm here for the dino action.
Cool.
Cut to Grant. Yeah, Grant back doing his thing.
Giving a lecture.
Yeah. No. He's isn't he out with his friend first, or is he giving the lecture at the college? No. First scene with Grant is at Laura Dern's house.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're establishing she's a mother now. She's she has kids. She's with somebody else.
He's good with the kid.
He's better than he was. Yeah, than he was. He's not, describing this kid's grisly death by a raptor. He's like, hey, those two wouldn't fight in real life or whatever. So, I mean, and he's, they're establishing that they still love each other. Or there's a link there.
They care about each other.
Because even before he leaves, she goes, you're the best. You think she's meaning in bed? She goes, you're still the best.
Yeah, I think that is, I think she 100%.
And then he goes, I'm a dying breed. Not a smooth line.
Yeah, there was some, I wrote down some lines that were like, they're trying to capture something because there were so many good one-liners and like iconic lines in the first movie. And the second one, I don't know if I remember any, but
Jeff Goldblum had a bunch of one-liners, but yeah.
The one I got from Sam Neill that was kind of in this opening segment where he was giving the lecture and then he got a question and someone was like, blah, blah, blah. What did you think about Jurassic Park when you went and hung out there? And he was like, what John Hammond did is create genetically engineered theme park monsters. Nothing more, nothing less. They are not dinosaurs.
Yeah, because he's trying to justify what he's doing as real
paleontology
versus,
Which was interesting. That made me think a little. That was like, oh, the nature preserve thing is like, what are we preserving? Like these aren't dinosaurs. Like it's not natural. It's not why? These aren't like, they're living beings, but they're not dinosaurs. They're not like the thing that we want.
Different.
They look like they're.
Yeah, it's different now.
It's an abomination.
It's like what's
JP3 : abomination.
Yeah, what's that fake meat stuff?
Plant-based protein?
Yeah, it's plant-based protein.
Exactly.
They're growing meat.
And just like plant-based protein, sales slumped.
Yeah. So he's giving lectures at colleges to try and raise money. All people want to talk about is Jurassic Park. He's turning them down for doing that. All right, and then he goes back to his dig. All right.
His dig.
Yeah, where he's digging up dinosaurs. They call it a dig.
I thought you said dick.
He's going back to his
what are you talking
about? You get where I'm going because he's now hooking up with a different student of his.
Okay. It's like I missed that scene.
What
Was
I'm
that a
going
deleted
for
scene?
is I think Sam Neill can't stop fucking his students. I think he's in a romantic relationship with this guy, Billy.
I wish that he was. I wish that was the story.
They're just as romantic as him and Laura Dern are in the first one. He cares just as much about Billy as he did for Laura Dern in this first.
He cares a little bit about Billy.
He cares a lot about Billy.
Billy's like his apprentice. Like Billy's like there's
a lot of like touching. Billy's forcing him to go to dinners with other people.
Yeah. And then
Billy's very involved.
And then Billy has the betrayal on the island.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
You don't want to talk about that? Okay.
Well, we're still establishing their relationship. We have to do the 3D printing of the raptor.
That was cool.
Yeah, the thing with the sounds they established pretty early on.
I was thinking about making that my best dino action because I really liked that they set it up, and I was like, oh, they're gonna do that later. That's cool. But then the way it paid off was like extremely boring. It was like the most boring way to do it. It was just like they were getting attacked by raptors, and he blew it, and then they ran away.
He also gave them the eggs back. So
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I think him and Billy are together.
I like this. I accept this as canon for the movie. This is a better reading of the movie.
Yeah, well, in the first movie, they don't accept. There's not a student-teacher relationship with Laura Dern and him.
Yeah, like
but
there is in the book.
In the book, they're a student-teacher, and here there's a student-teacher relationship. And I'd like to think I'm taking my own headcanon that he loves to fuck his students. Even the male ones.
Especially the male ones.
He loves that they love dinosaurs, and that's what he finds attractive in them, I think. Anyway, so Sam Neill, yeah. So this is the introduction of Paul Kirby.
William H. Macy.
Yeah, a lesser intro, just like John Hammond coming in, being like, hey, I have a proposal for you. I thought his like, I'm a billionaire fit was interesting. You know, it's
kind
like
of
a
loose
suit.
Chinos.
Yeah.
Tight belt.
Suit. Yeah.
Baggy.
Yeah,
polo.
you know, it's the late 90s.
Early 2000s.
Oh, early 2000s. Yeah, that was kind of the
2001 release date.
Yeah, so like 8 years after the first one is where this takes place.
Yep.
So you don't like them. They go to dinner at some like bar. They just are at some like bar that isn't a fancy restaurant for these billionaires to be like treating them to dinner, you know?
That's a good point.
I think they're little hints, you know?
A little bit.
Yeah, because when they're talking about like how they climbed to K2 together, because they're posing as like a rich couple and they want him to be their guide. I think there are little hints that if you know, like she's like kind of looking away, she looks nervous. You know, I think they act it well. And so anyway, they get roped into going to Isla Sorna. And then they cut to the mercenaries getting ready, like big guns, shooting a helicopter or shooting a plane that they spray painted to have a dinosaur face. So they're packing.
Yep.
All right,
they're ready for action.
Yeah, and do you recognize this guy who's like the leader of their mercenary group?
I do not. Michael Jeter
or Mr. Udesky. Yeah.
No, should I?
Well, I recognize him as the bad guy from the very first Air Bud movie. He was mean to that dog, and I think he deserved everything he got in this movie.
Wow.
Because of that.
Okay.
That's what I think of him as, and I think it was right that that raptor killed him.
Wow. Okay. Great. Should we do Air Bud as our next series?
Maybe.
After Jurassic
There
Park?
are more Air Buds than there are Jurassic Parks.
And there's more kids in those movies.
Yeah, you hate kids.
That might be hard for me.
Okay. Yeah, so they start, okay, we can start speeding this up. I'm sorry.
No, take your time. Look, enjoy yourself. I don't want to be the one. I mean, this was not the one for me.
Okay, well,
this
I enjoyed it. I thought this was fun.
Take me through the good
It has everything you want. Dino action, which I thought was fine. Because, okay, so when, the first Dino action, they get to the island, they're like, we have to land. Sam Neill's like, we can't land. That one guy hits him over the head, he faints. And this is where they established the satellite phone, which is just like a little yellow cell phone now versus the big pack that Jeff Goldblum was carrying around in the second movie. Technology. Crazy.
Technology
evolves.
Finds a way.
Yeah. So they land, immediately have to, like, this was a bad idea. They established that they're looking for their kid. Because she's like yelling in the big horn blower, and they're like, I don't think we should be doing that.
What was the kid's name in the movie? What did they ever do? Like Eric Kirby. Did they ever go, Eric Kirby?
Oh, I don't know if they did that. I don't think they did.
That would have been a great callback.
Yeah, that would have been a good callback. I didn't notice that. That is good.
Thanks. Thanks, JD.
You're welcome.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
There was a callback in here that was like, oh, this is the first like self-referential callback. Was it the first? Here it is. Digging through the poop to find. Sorry, this is almost the end of the movie.
Yeah,
but we just talked about the phone.
Yeah. Phone is a big part of
this. They
this.
set up the phone. Phone's a huge part of this. It's eventually how they escape.
Yeah,
because Sam Neill
are rescued. Yeah,
are rescued. Yeah, they get. They call Laura Dern, and she calls them.
Maybe a little bit of weak part of the movie, and is them trying to get the they're in the boat, they're in the cage to try and hide from the Spinosaurus, and they're trying to catch the phone as it's just sliding back and forth. I mean, I get that it's a tension-filled moment. Yeah, maybe could have been. I mean, in a better director's hands, it might have been played better. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best, but I get they're building tension.
Stevie baby, like he would have, the way he frames up the dinos, he has so much more creativity.
Yeah, I think that this one did suffer of that. Like they're showing too much of the dinosaur. Even though it is a big animatronic, it is practical. They probably, they spent so much money on it, they want to show it more. But I think that was the thing with Spielberg is he was a better at
delicate touch.
Yeah, less is more with that. Because the Spinosaurus comes, they establish that it's a bigger predator than the Tyrannosaurus. And I hate that they kill Rexy right out of the bat here. They're trying to be like, this thing, it means more business. And I think this is where they realize everyone loves the Tyrannosaurus.
Let's talk about that. Because there's a fight.
Yeah, there's a fight.
There's a big dino fight, which I'm sure was in the trailer.
Plane crashes.
They have a phone. They're trekking through the jungle.
Yeah.
There's this big old dino that's like, oh, trouble. And then another dino comes out.
Can you be a little more specific about
barely? I can be barely.
You know which ones they are. Could you please?
The Spino is the first threat. The Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
Which is a brand new T-Rex. Bigger arms, and it's got a tail fin.
Yeah.
And it's got
10
a
feet
longer
bigger than
snout.
10 feet taller than the T-Rex.
Is it?
Yep. Biggest carnivore on record in the world.
Is it a real dino, the Spinosaurus?
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
They found it in like 1800s.
Oh,
late 1800s
cool.
somewhere.
Yeah, so the Spino comes and tries to eat them, and then they run away, and then the Spino ends up fighting the T-Rex.
Yep.
And you hear them roar, the other one roars, and it's like, oh my God, this island where dinos are living together. Sometimes the predators fight each other, I guess. And then that's what you see. And like, what did you think about the fight?
I liked it. I mean, well, they did the whole thing juxtaposing with it because the plane crashes and they're in this big plane, like half destroyed plane for a big long portion of it.
Yes.
I mean, this is like more of like maybe I appreciate it more because I watched all these special features about like how long it took for them to shoot this. This was all practical set. They put the actors in there. They did their own stunts. You know, they were knocked around, being rolled around in this tube for, you know, a couple weeks of shooting. You know, so I heard them talking about how difficult it was and like how, you know, they wanted to commit to show how real the action is.
Yeah.
But maybe it's undercut because they're showing the dinosaur too much. You know, you're getting less of that. I mean, it felt real, you know, because you can see them being tossed around and screaming. But it is a little comical from time because you can see Sam Neill's like face as it's, I don't know, it just, you didn't feel the danger as viscerally. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like Sam Neill's going to make it or something. I don't know. Maybe because I've seen it before. The glamour's gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it's not as
a lot of practical stuff. I mean, a lot of very impressive filmmaking stuff went into it. Maybe that's why I'm like, oh, I appreciate it more.
I'm glad they put in the work. Like they thought they had something good, and the action was. It's hard to compete with Spielberg.
I mean, they killed the T-Rex pretty quick.
They did. The Spino won the fight.
And then the Spino doesn't really die. That's something he's like, they don't kill it at the end, you know?
No.
There's not a satisfying dino death.
No, not really. Well, there's the great scene where Sam Neill shoots it with the flare.
Yeah, but I mean, and it starts the fire in the river, but but it runs away. It doesn't like die.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't see
maybe
it like
they should have let it die there.
Lose its life.
Should they have let it die?
I don't know. Like in the first one, you know, the T-Rex eats those raptors, you know.
Which
the
is
second
cool.
one, yeah.
That was very cool.
Yeah. Second one, yeah, you don't really see any raptor deaths either in that one. They don't like shoot it in the face or anything.
No, the T-Rex at the end of the second one, like they just put it back in the boat.
Yeah,
and then it goes back to the.
Not a lot of satisfying dino deaths, although the dino didn't like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like there wasn't a villain, quote unquote. I guess if there was a villain, it'd be the raptors.
Imagine you see a pterodactyl just get like blasted with a rocket launcher out of the air.
That would have been cool.
Like, you could do so much with those freaking flying guys, you know? Like, Spielberg would have had a field day with that. He would have shot
Arguably, he didn't do that though, so maybe he couldn't have. So
maybe he didn't have any good ideas, and that's why he didn't want to take that scene.
I mean, a lot of this stuff was like there was supposed to be pterodactyls in the end scene of the first movie. He took it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there should have been that raft scene, wasn't it? He didn't do it. You know, like maybe he knew these were things he couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't do well, so he just didn't do them.
Yeah, or they weren't his favorites.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
So they established that this the guy who has the cell phone gets eaten by the Spinosaurus, which will come into play later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they're stranded now. They established that this guy has a lucky pack. I don't know why.
That was weird. It's because of the eggs, right?
Dino Watch. We'll see if Scarlett Johansson has a lucky pack in this movie.
God, I hope
we'll see if that's a trope they continue.
I'm sure they will fill it up with all the fan service.
That's what people love.
References.
A lucky pack.
Who do you think ScarJo will say life finds a way? Do you think she'll give us
that'll be a Blade line.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
I hope that he's kind of the like more eccentric.
He's more
like,
Blade.
I just hope he's got
Blade with dinosaurs.
I mean, I don't know about Blade.
He's
I don't
got
know
a sword.
about Blade. I mean, it would be cool
It's
to
a
do
daywalker.
sword v Dino. If you have a sword versus a velociraptor, You might have a shot.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, more than without a sword. That's for sure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to see samurai dino fights. You're like, did I just come up with a new franchise? It's right there.
Some swords.
Mortal Kombat.
Maybe like a machete because you're in the jungle and you're slashing down, and then Dino is like, oh.
So you look at your machete and think, I
should use this.
This is a sword
for trees and
dinosaurs.
The fucking raptor trying to kill me.
Yeah, not enough machetes when they're going to the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they're in the jungle. Dinos running around.
Yeah, and they establish that. Yeah, Kirby doesn't have any money. He can't pay them.
Turns out he's just a bathroom
Sam Neill punches him and
owner.
he's like, tell me the truth of why we're here, you know. And they establish that he's like, oh, you've been on this island. You're going to show us what's up. And he's like, I was never on this island. Or well, his boyfriend Billy says that. He's like, that was Isla Nublar, not Isla Sorna. Boyfriend. Lover.
Student.
Passionate. Lover.
Protege.
Yeah. Could be both. He's like, yeah, that was Isla Nublar. This is Isla Sorna. You know. Very funny.
Yeah. Turns out they also wish that Sorna wished that it was the other island.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Which is funny. And they established that their marriage, fell apart a couple years ago.
Which was a weird reveal. It was like we weren't invested in them being married. It was just presented to us, but then it turns out they weren't.
Yeah, give somebody some character arc here. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what I was going to say. These are the only two of the character arc because by the end they're like, "Oh, you're good. I like you again."
Some attempts at humor because he's like, "Oh, I own there's no Kirby Enterprises." He's like, "Oh, it's Kirby Plumbing and heating, tile."
No. It is exactly bathroom and tile,
and a little extra or something. He said that they do a little extra.
They do.
I'm pretty sure it's.
Let me find it.
Kirby Plumbing and Heating. And extra, and the extra is the tile or whatever.
Paint and tile store. I wrote it down because, as you know, me and my wife had a mold problem in our house.
Right.
And I would love to have received the offer that Sam Neill received, which was, we'll redo your bathroom.
Yeah.
Kirby doesn't have any money, but he offers.
First attempt at humor right there to redo their bathrooms.
And for me, it was like, take the deal, dude.
He doesn't have ass.
You don't know what that's worth. Do the deal.
Spared no expense.
We'll give you the heated floors. Oh, we didn't end up doing that, by the way, in our house, but
damn, what a shame.
We spared some expense. Those were pricey.
Well, I'm sure you'll live to regret it later.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. So they established that, and that guy's not really a mercenary. He's like, I never said I was. So it's like just a guy who had access to guns and a plane.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So Sam Neill's like, hey, I'm going to the coast. You can come with me or not.
Yeah.
And so they start following him.
They trek through the jungle.
Yeah. And so they come upon a raptor nest. And this is where the Billy character has his horrible portrayal of Sam Neill's trust.
Alessandro Nivola, the actor.
Yeah.
Who's really quite good. Did you see The Brutalist?
No, I didn't.
He has a great role in The Brutalist. He's very good. He plays the brother of Adrian Brody's character who had arrived in America before and was a little bit more established and who like welcomed Adrian Brody, and then there's some conflict and stuff. But he's like very good.
I thought he was great in this. Sam Neill's gay lover.
Well, this is.
Why are you opposed to it now when I say gay lover?
I guess I don't know. It's fine.
You said it was great before, and now you're against it?
It's fine. I have a wife take on this character as well.
Okay.
Since we're talking about Billy. So Megan did not watch this movie with me.
Oh, your wife didn't?
She was not interested in this.
My wife didn't watch this one either. Not because she didn't want to. It's just she wasn't around when I was watching it.
Yeah. Mine was like, watch it whenever. I don't care. And she came in like, I think it was like half an hour from the end. And she sat down and she saw Billy and then he left for some reason. And she was like, what happened to the hot character? What happened to the one hot guy?
It's the hot guy.
So that's the wife take is Billy is the hot guy in the movie.
She's not into the daddy energy that Sam Neill's bringing, I guess.
No, and neither am I. I'm sick of Sam Neill.
I would say you're more akin to Billy than you are to Sam Neill. So You're more
I'm
of
still
a Billy.
Ian Malcolm. I'm giving Malcolm full Goldblum
You are
Malcolm
not
today.
giving Malcolm.
I'm serving rockstar mathematician. You saw how well I did math earlier.
Yeah.
Full
I assume that's how
Malcolm.
a rock star would guess math answers.
That's how a chaos theoretician does simple arithmetic.
I guess so.
Chaotically.
Yeah, it was. So he steals raptor eggs because he's like, Bill. I think Billy's frame of mind is like, we're not getting paid for this, so we might as well get what we can.
Sure.
All right. So he thinks he's going to be able to do something with these eggs so they can fund their research.
Yeah, which for a student, like I don't know if you know, if you've been in touch with like advanced academia, like people who are getting advanced degrees, like
None at all.
this is a huge violation of the basic premise. Like all of these people, if you're pursuing a degree like this, like you could make more money doing something else. You could make more money, like Henry Wu, Dr. Wu from the first movie, leaves academia, gets hired by a private firm, in this case, InGen, to do private research, gets paid way, 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 way more. Like these people are not in it for the money. Like for Billy to have this change of heart is like a really huge turn.
I think Billy was always motivated by greed.
You think?
That's why you start fucking your teacher. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't know. Billy, all over the place.
Yeah.
He's a hot dummy.
I get he's a big hot lunk of beef.
Lunk of beef. All right. Weird phrasing of words. Is that what they call fake meat? Lunks?
Lunk?
Yeah, is that a hunk of meat? It's a lunk of meat.
A hunk of beef.
All right. Yeah. So he steals the eggs. Raptors start chasing him at this point. They start getting hunted down by raptors.
Yes. And we have another raptor chase through the hallways of Dino cloning facility.
Oh, another comedic point where they get to the vending machines.
I loved this.
Yeah.
This
he's
is a
like,
great
I
bit.
got $1. He's got change in his pocket and he's trying to get it. Hot guy karate kicks the side kicks of the glass open.
Yeah. William H. Macy, nerd.
Tries to kick, hurts himself.
Great character moment. Great. You know what? This is my hold on to your butts moment. I'm giving it to the vending machine.
The vending machine.
This is my hold on to your butts moment. I thought, I get these characters. This is funny. There's some spark here. Let's watch the rest of this and see where this goes. Turns out it went nowhere, but I liked that moment.
Okay. Yeah. So the raptors start chasing him. I like the scene where the raptor like starts climbing the door and then they use it and they lock him out that way. I thought that was fun.
What did you think about the scene where like the first raptor is behind the like water tube?
Yeah. It was a suspenseful moment. Again, in the hands of maybe a better director, a Spielberg, it would have been more tension. I mean, I don't know. I get that these are all, everything's there. The recipe's there. You mean, these are moments that like do have some tension. It's just, maybe the loss of Spielberg was huge. And I mean, it sounds like the Crichton elements were more important to me than you, like the big ideas stuff. Yeah, I guess that's never what I was going to Jurassic Park 4.
Which is interesting to me. It's really interesting to me. As we get to the Pratt years and we talk about the box office of these movies.
It's all big ideas in the Pratt years.
Is it?
I think, in the last two, there's a lot going on.
Interesting. I was yearning for Pratt watching Jurassic Park 3.
Paul's loins are yearning for Chris Pratt.
Not my loins, my heart, my brain.
His heart's in his dick, everybody.
Oh my God. I was so like, give me the Pratt, give me Jurassic World, give me some fresh energy. That's what I think audiences felt the same based on how poorly this movie did at the box office.
It still made money. Okay, yeah, it didn't make the first one, but all the movies are declining from the first movie. Nothing reached the height.
$368.8 million worldwide against a $93 million budget.
Yeah, that still made money.
It was the lowest grossing installment of the franchise so far and the 8th highest grossing film of 2001.
Top 10. I mean, it's all about how you frame it. You're saying it's the lowest score, but I mean, it's still a Jurassic Park movie.
Let me give you that list. Number 1, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Wow, okay, yeah.
Which is interesting that there was some overlap there. Number 2, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, wow.
Monsters, Inc., Shrek, Ocean's 11. So far, all these great. I don't like the Monsters.
Ocean's 11 was fine.
Please.
That's all-star power. There's like no substance in that movie.
Oh my God. It's so stylish and
They're
slick.
just like, hey, look at Matt Damon be charming.
Deal. Yes, I will.
Okay.
Number 6, Pearl Harbor. Number 7, The Mummy Returns.
Very good movie.
The Returns?
Yeah, I love that one. That was like, I remember going to see that in theaters. The Rock was in it, bro.
Was he in the second one?
Yes, I'm telling you.
I don't think he. I think he was. I think the Scorpion.
We're doing the Mummy movies next. Of course, I'm right. I fucking told you.
He was his film acting debut, according to Wikipedia. And then after The Mummy Returns, Jurassic Park 3.
Hey, top 10, baby. Okay, sorry, you don't want to give it up for what it's actually accomplished.
It just shows like Jurassic Park 1 was the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
And then the diminishing returns were just so clear.
It's always going to be, you can't reach that height again. You can't get the awe back.
Some franchises do.
Name one.
Godfather 2. Better than the original. Bigger, better, more ideas, fleshed it out.
Yeah, more ideas, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm out on a limb.
The exception
I like
to the
Godfather
rule.
2.
The exception to the rule.
Empire Strikes Back.
Did it make more money than the first one?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the numbers show. The Empire Strikes Back did not make more money than the original Star Wars. Says AI overview on Google.
Oh, damn.
A New Hope grossed 307 million.
Fast and the Furious 5 and Fast 7. Those movies increased in box office until about 7, and then they started going down again, I think.
Well, nothing lasts forever, so.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean,
sometimes
mostly
it's okay. Sometimes
mostly they don't. I would agree.
Thank you. Okay,
but sometimes they do.
Why are you holding this Jurassic Park to the?
I don't remember.
More of a standard than any other movie.
I don't remember.
You're holding it to Godfather 2 levels. I think this is a fault in your analysis.
I wish it was better.
Okay, sure.
I love the ideas. I love the big ideas. I like Crichton a lot.
You wanted Sam Neill to kiss a raptor and say, "I knew it was you, Freya."
No, what I wanted was what I would have loved is Scarlett Johansson is my red hat hacker, grown up Lex, gets hired to do a cybersecurity operation at the new cyber
I think it was
world.
A purple hat, but yeah.
Anyway, the vending machine, the raptors in the cloning facility.
Yeah. And then, then they get separated. Sam Neill gets separated from the other group, and he ends up, because when they're running, Billy drops his bag. Sam Neill picks up the bag. So now Sam Neill's got the eggs. He's separated from the group.
Yes.
The Raptors set a trap for the other group. Just established the Raptors corner surround Sam Neill, and he's saved by the boy, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Eric uses the last of the gas grenades, saves him, takes him to where he's hiding out in like a water truck that has, everything he needs and crunch bars, which I wish I had a crunch bar.
Is this where he shows us the pea?
Yeah. It's leading up to it. But after he saves him, they cut to the other group, Billy and the Kirby's.
The Kirby's.
Yeah. So boom, purple hat on Lex, though. Just so you know, you're wrong about another Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah. I meant like the type of cybersecurity operation.
Oh, red hat. Okay.
Yeah. But you are right that
hat,
she's wearing a purple hat.
Thank you. They capture the bad guy from Air Bud, the mean clown from Air Bud. The Raptors use him as bait, and Téa Leoni's character tries to get down to him. She falls, hangs upside down. A little gymnastics right there. She hangs upside down the tree, and the Raptors come out and try and eat her. And Billy makes a big deal about how they actually set a trap for them. Yep. Establishing that the Raptors are smart.
Yeah.
And can communicate with each other.
Yeah. I think we knew from the previous movies.
We knew they were smart, but now it seems like they're really having like conversations.
It did seem like they were more communicative.
Yeah. And just on the special features, instead they have like all these like these are like big animatronics they're using, and they're using they have a bunch of little puppeteers using like handheld devices to like maneuver and puppeteer these big mechanical puppets they have as the Raptors. And they're saying that they could tell each Raptor had kind of a different personality because of the different person running each Raptor. So
I did not appreciate that enough.
Didn't come through in the movie, and maybe that's a fault of the filmmakers, you know?
Maybe. Cool technique, though.
Yeah.
Give them credit for that.
Yeah. So they get separated. They establish that Eric's alive. Sam Neill's eating that very noisy beans out of that very noisy can.
Yes.
Which I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, finish those beans already. He was like really going for it. He must have been really hungry.
I don't know how he was that hungry. How long were they really in the jungle?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it all happened very fast.
A day.
Man, not even that. I mean, I guess you don't know how much they were walking in between the first attack and the second raptor attack, or the first raptor attack.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could think they've only been on the island for like 2 hours, maybe.
I guess. Yeah. And he's just going after the beans.
Yeah.
He likes beans.
He likes beans. He's a simple man.
That's something we know about Alan Grant now. He's a big bean hound.
Yeah. So they established that the kid's been using his brains to stay on the island. There's the thing with like he's got raptor pee and he uses it to keep away smaller predators.
How'd you get T-Rex pee? You don't want to know.
Yeah.
I do want to know. Kid.
Yeah, I mean,
tell me how you got it.
Yeah,
that would be so exciting to see the kid figure out how to get the T-Rex pee and figure out how to use that.
Yeah. Yeah. Underutilized, I think, this kid.
Mm-hmm. You know, that was the kid story, the like kid stranded on the island. I read that was Spielberg's initial idea for a second sequel. Was he had a story that was Grant, who had been discovered to have been living on one of InGen's islands, and Joe Johnston had eventually thought this idea was stupid, and he went the direction he went. But Johnston said Grant had snuck in after not being allowed in to research the dinosaurs and was living in a tree like Robinson Crusoe. But Johnston said, but I couldn't imagine this guy wanting to get back on any island that had dinosaurs in it after the first movie. So he didn't do it.
Yeah, I think that sticks more with the character. Like they wouldn't want to be part of this.
I get it, but that's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, it is
like a guy figuring out how to like live. Find a place in an ecosystem of dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean that is good movie. Makes good movie. I don't know if it would have fit the character. You know,
definitely wouldn't have fit the character.
Yeah, but I think that's a great example where Spielberg and this guy differ. This guy's like character driven, has to be about like blah blah blah, and Spielberg's like I have great ideas.
Would you say that Johnston cares about the characters? What does he want to do this for? Why did he want to make this movie? Why did he so want to make his Jurassic Park, and then this is what he made for us?
I mean, I enjoyed it as a Jurassic Park movie. Dino action. Hot dino action.
Hot dino. What was your favorite dino action of the movie?
The pterodactyls. That's my hold on to your butts moment. When Billy jumps off, because they established that Billy's got the dino eggs because they get linked back up, and Billy's like, give me my bag. He's like, I got your bag. Jeez, you know, and he's like, no, give it to me. And then they have their confrontation. He sees that they have eggs in it, and he's like, you're a fucking idiot. And so he's like heartbroken about this betrayal. But they recovered the parachute from the first from the guy who died parasailing. They recovered it. It's fine.
Who's
apparently
skeleton now.
Yeah, I think he's skeleton.
8 weeks. He's a skeleton.
Well, the dinosaurs are going to pick his body clean. You know, copies.
I guess so.
And so they, which, you know, she's not that heartbroken about her boyfriend dying.
No.
Yeah, and she runs away, and they because the skeleton falls on her, and she has a very long screaming scene. But they establish that she's more worried about the boy than she is worried about her boyfriend dying. Yeah. Anyway, her so they established that, so he's been carrying around this parachute on his back for some reason the whole time in case he might need it when they're on the ground. And so he's been carrying his backpack around. He eventually makes a distraction, you know, sacrificing himself to like make it up to Sam Neill's character in the pterodactyl birdcage. And I mean, that scene is also very when they're crossing the bridge and there's like, you know, smoke on either side. That's very Temple of Doom, you know, Indiana Jonesy. It's just not presented as well as Spielberg could have done it, you know.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel
I thought it was fine, but you know, I can get how you were, you know, there is a lot of tension building. You know, there's maybe a little too long on certain scenes, you know. It's more like a filmmaker, you know, I went to school for video production, so as well as theater, just so you guys know.
Should we step into your JD's acting / film production corner.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, maybe. I mean, he was building tension. You could hear it in the themes. You could hear it, but maybe a little too long.
Who do you think was the best performance of the film?
Performance, Billy. I wasn't. I mean, William H. Macy, best actor in the whole thing.
100%.
Yeah, William H. Macy. I mean, even though it was the comedic relief, he still. I mean, he held it together.
He popped off the screen. Your eyes watch him. You want to see the awkwardness.
I do like the boat. The boat scene was also good. Great dino action. I don't know if that was my hold on to your butts moment though. I love the pterodactyl scene.
Mm-hmm.
So like he jumps off of the platform. He's flying in the air, and then the kid has to run and he jumps on him. I really like that. And then Billy gets he falls into the water and all the things dive bomb him, and you think he's dead. That was very good.
Yeah.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
No, I respect you.
Okay, thanks. You didn't like the
So
movie.
that's my response. I didn't like it at all.
Right.
That was all kind of
kept touching the poop and trying to figure out what it was. Great moment.
The poop.
Yeah, poop comes up in this movie.
The poop. I think I never even actually said this, but that was the first callback to earlier in the franchise that I've clocked.
Yeah,
the putting your hands in poop is that's a thing we know from JP1.
Yeah, they didn't even wear gloves in this one. They were all searching through poop.
They just went raw.
Yeah, so they see a boat somewhere through some binoculars, and so they're we gotta make for this boat. After Billy sacrifices himself, they find this boat, and then as they're going down the river, they hear the satellite phone ringing.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh my god, we gotta go find this boat.
Where's the phone?
Oh yeah, where's the phone?" And it's in a bunch of fucking
Spinosaurus
shit
droppings.
Yeah. So they gotta find it before it stops ringing.
Mm-hmm.
So they all start digging through it, and who finds it?
I don't remember.
Do you remember? Teo Leone finds it.
Wow. I'm gonna from the Spino T-Rex fight to the Spino getting the flare gun shot at it. To me, it's all a blur. It's dinos in the jungle.
You just weren't into it at all?
It was just the characters didn't click for me.
You would have loved it more if the kids started being oh, we're playing God too much. Chaos theory.
Something, give me something to hold on to. I don't know what the idea could have been. Or what are we trying to get at? Coming back here.
Yeah, we left, the
what's the step forward
big idea
in the
stuff?
There are dinosaurs on Earth now.
I guess they were the Spinosaurus is the big leap.
Yeah, and it's just okay, it's a different kind of big scary dino.
It's a bigger scary dino.
And it was. And it was cool seeing it have the flare gun shot at it. That might be, I think I said my hold on to your butts moment was the vending machine. Coolest dino action was Spinosaurus getting the flare gun.
Yeah.
And the fire. That was cool. Great.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot. Good idea. We haven't seen a lot of fire in the series
Jurassic
so
Park
far.
Movies, no fire really.
And seeing a big flash of fire and the dino was okay, this is a different sort of violence involving these things that are a threat. And I enjoyed it. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
It's fine. You don't have to be sorry to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, JD.
Yeah, so they end up using the phone to call Laura Dern.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only number Sam Neill knows.
Apparently, his one friend.
Yeah. And so, there's a lot of suspenseful things where the dinosaur's attacking and the phone is sliding back and forth on the ship and they're trying to reach for it and they're getting drowned. I think there's a moment where William H. Macy kind of was I'm going to sacrifice myself for the fam, but he ends up making it out right.
Yep.
And then, because they established that he'd lost some weight from swimming earlier.
Yeah. So he's a good swimmer.
Another trope of establishing something at the beginning that comes into play later.
I mean, that's nice. Paid off.
Yeah. I mean, that's just storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know that from your film production.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for acknowledging my knowledge.
I mean, yeah. Freaking expert.
So they get away from the Spinosaurus. That's the last we see of the Spinosaurus. It doesn't die; it just gets burned a little, and it runs away.
What's your Jurassic Park sequel? Have I heard your
I don't
pitch?
have one.
I want to hear an idea from you.
I'll think of one for
next
another episode.
Yeah, I want to know what you would
Maybe
do.
the continuation of the Pratts. We'll see.
Oh,
could be interesting.
It could be interesting.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the Pratts. I'm so ready for the Pratts.
Well, I mean, the first Pratt is just like, like they did with the Force Awakens. It is just kind of it's more of a remake than a reboot.
Like I forget what
Well,
they
I guess
call
that's
those.
what a
They call
reboot
them
is.
like a soft reboot or like a
soft remake.
soft
They call
remake.
it a reboot.
Reboot.
Yeah, I mean it's the first one, but just different. A little different.
They call it Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the theme park is open. Is
you
Kathleen?
haven't seen it?
I think I've seen it. Also, Jurassic Park 3, I don't know if I've seen it before. I think this might have been my first time.
Maybe. Yeah, there's no remember when I saw this movie?
There was a moment, but it was like the very end, which we haven't talked about yet, which was when, so they call Laura Dern, and then she sends in the troops.
Yeah, then the next morning,
the army?
Yeah.
Whose army?
The Costa Rican National
Costa
Guard.
Rican? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's who it was, which is who comes in the end of the first book and just picks them up from the beach. Yeah, so I guess in between, so that's the last Spinosaurus attack. They're walking to the coast again. The Raptors converge on them. They give them the eggs back, and they start blowing on the 3D printed vocal cord to like get them to go away.
We knew it was coming when they 3D printed it, and then it happened.
Yep. Chekhov's 3D printed object.
They did it.
And then, so they get to the coast. Boom. And they're saved by Laura Dern's
the dudes
know-how
with the guns.
Yeah.
And then they get in the chopper.
Yep.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. That's it. JP3.
Oh yeah, and Billy is in there too. Billy was rescued and saved. They saw him somewhere.
They got him.
They saved him.
This movie, I think what you liked about it was that it felt small and like tighter.
Yeah, it was like Dino action, no big thoughts about playing God or anything. It's just like, hey, we're in the action. It was all action.
It was all action. I think the capitalism element also came out, like with InGen, the company.
Yeah.
And like the
there's no Dotson. There's no.
It's not really about the theme park anymore.
Dotson, very bad character in the second book.
Dotson.
Yeah, Dotson.
Which one's Dotson?
He's the other guy, the Biosyn. The Biosyn guy who's like
the other company.
Corporate espionage guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that element's kind of gone. The chaos theory's gone. The amusement park's gone. It's just like dinos and like humans trying to get away from, and like the dinos, humans in the jungle having their.
Which I'm there for.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, that is definitely a core
is what
piece.
makes it a good. I mean, that's what I would say makes it the Jurassic Park movie. You want dino action, which is probably why I like the last of the Pratts as well.
There's a lot of dino action.
Get fucking dino action, bro.
I'm psyched about it.
It is packed full of dino action.
I keep saying it, but I've like never been more ready for Chris Pratt in my whole life than I am having watched Jurassic Park 3 in a whole Jurassic Park film franchise
how you
rewatch.
feel. I can't wait to listen to the next one. How you feel about Chris
I can't
Pratt.
wait either.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a guest for the next one, so we'll see if we can nail her down.
Yeah,
that's the wrong way to say it. If we can secure the right time,
if we can convince her to go to the island full of dinos,
yeah, we'll see,
where she will almost certainly be brutally murdered.
Jesus, I'll leave that out of the pitch.
That's what happens on these islands
and these podcasts.
Yeah.
Brutally murdered by our opinions.
I'm glad you like this one. What's your rank right now? Of the first three we've seen.
It goes Jurassic Park
1,
Jurassic,
JP1.
yeah. Then it goes Jurassic Park 3, then
JP3.
Lost World, Jurassic Park for me.
TLW JP2.
Yeah. That was a long pause.
1, 2, 3 for me. It's just like in direct order, chronologically.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I'm with the audiences. I'm riding the ride as America rode it.
This one has a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is only a couple points lower than the second one.
What was in Lost World at?
Oh, go back and listen to the last pod we did.
Yeah. It was, oh man, Goldblum. We did miss Goldblum
53.
in this. It deserved more.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I would say that it was fresh. I mean, it's an aggregator, so whatever. But like, Yeah. There's some good stuff in that one. I'm ready for Pratt. Give me Pratt.
Jurassic Park got a 91, the first one. Just so we.
Did you give us your wife take? How did Mallory feel about
She didn't watch
JP3?
it.
Didn't watch it?
Yeah, she didn't watch it with me.
Mm.
For some reason, wasn't around when I was watching it. I don't know.
I'm gonna look and see if I have any other takes we haven't offered. William H. Macy's sunglasses.
It's
Pretty
very
cool.
late 90s, early aughts.
Pretty cool.
They kind of look like Will Smith wore something similar in Wild Wild West.
Oh, classic movie.
Classic?
Great fucking movie.
What?
Imagine Will Smith.
Talk about big ideas that didn't go anywhere.
Wild Wild West. It went to a giant spider. It was so awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah, they should.
But
do
you
a
don't
legacy.
like the Spinosaurus?
Give us the if Will Smith wants to resuscitate his career, Wild
Jurassic
Wild West
Park.
2.
No.
Yes. Kevin Kline is back.
I don't think
Salma Hayek is back.
I mean, I'd watch it. But
That's a summer hit. That's a blockbuster.
summer hit?
Yes. That is a win.
What? I mean, that guy would have to, if he could, one, get that project off the ground, and then two, make it a hit.
Post slap.
That is fucking, that guy's
I heard he was
comeback
making
of all comebacks.
It would be. I mean, but the people want Wild Wild West.
I mean,
too.
people want the 90s right now.
They do.
This is the time to strike.
That's a fun movie.
I wouldn't say it's a fun movie.
I think it's pretty fun.
Okay. I like the song.
Yeah, the song's good. He could make a new song.
I could probably do the whole song right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wiki Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider, no you don't want nada, none of this, 6 gunning this, brother running this, Buffalo Soldier, look it's like I told ya, any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when you meet Jim West, Rough Rider, so go check your long goodbye, don't flex, watch your step, you get a hole in your side, swallow your pride, don't let your lip react, don't want to see my hand where my hip be at, with Artemis from the start of this, running the game, James West, taming the West, so remember the name, now who we gonna call, not the JBs, now who we gonna call, JAAG, if you want to riff with, people want to bust, break out, before you get bum rushed in the Wild Wild West.
Holy shit. You're like a 90s savant.
Well, thank you.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
very good. I do like that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Ja Rule.
Ja. Put Ja in Wild Wild West too, huh?
It's a very fun music video. I might do it at Comedy Say the Video Star. This will be out after the.
Oh,
Sure.
I wanted to talk about something.
Yes.
This is like not related to the movie, but like I've been watching these movies on YouTube and I rent them.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Sure. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
hey, look,
Do what you want.
You know, that's what I do. Look,
Okay.
that's what I'm doing. I'm watching them on YouTube,
Okay.
but that's where I'm finding them. And when I search Jurassic Park on YouTube, you know what comes up?
What?
Jurassic Park ASMR.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It's like jungle scenes, like interior jungle tents, like 3 hours of relaxing Jurassic Park ASMR. And I'm like, when is the dino going to come and eat me? You know, this is not relaxing. This is not a relaxing premise for a video. It's crazy. Okay, these are not the ones that I saw, but this is.
It's obviously being fed from my Jurassic Park ASMR. I watch ASMR videos sometimes to go to sleep.
Oh, so it's giving you like the things that they'll think you like.
Yeah, probably.
There are kind of a lot of these.
Yeah, ASMR is crazy.
Some weird Jurassic Park shit out there. What the fuck are these guys? Welcome to ASMR roleplay?
Yeah, there's a lot of Jurassic Park role. Oh, she's being
41
from this
minutes?
is you'll get this one after you watch Jurassic World. She's dressed like the main woman from
what's her name?
the
The new leading lady.
her dad's
Evan
a director.
Rachel. No. Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. So she's probably just being like a bitch because she's kind of like a stern businesswoman. Sorry.
Harsh.
But a lot of it's like tapping on things, writing things on like on a board.
Is it like dragging a raptor claw along a desk?
I guarantee you this is going to be just her writing stuff.
Like, I don't know.
Accent.
20 years ago, when we de-extinct them,
When we extinct them.
Project wasn't it? It was literally magic, but no, it was just all science, yeah. And
Okay, Jurassic Park roleplay. She's got a clipboard.
This is so weird.
ASMR is weird.
We've had people in the past who have tried to steal them. Yeah. Of course, that's not a good thing to do. Good.
Don't steal the dinosaur. Don't steal the dinosaurs.
Always leave it with the dinosaur. Okay. Excellent answer.
There it is. She's writing on a clipboard. Are you tingling? Maybe put both ears in.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you know a lot and 1 being you don't know a lot, how much do you know about dinosaurs? Honestly, it's
1.
okay if you don't know very much. It's fine.
It's okay if you don't know very much.
Good, I don't.
Okay. Before I came here, mine was about 3.
Wow, more than you.
Yeah. Hey, she's seen all 6 movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. ASMR. Interesting subculture.
It's weird, I thought. It was like, I thought this is about chilling out or like, I don't know.
People there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of personality driven ones where it's like people doing, rubbing. I mean, if we could just do ASMR sounds over this.
And then it's a
Got
freaking
some-
T-Rex jumping in.
Yeah.
Rawr.
And then they're talking about their day. My husband and I went out and we had a drink at a bar and it was very nice. Anyway, donate to my
Right.
Patreon.
All right.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll probably cut
No,
off.
that's all right. That's fine. Hey, you little ASMR treat.
Went on a real detour here, guys. I'm trying to do a whole joke about ASMR. It never works because no one's listening at an open mic.
And that's hold on to your butts. Another
all, yeah.
episode. Next time,
Yeah.
Pratt.
Next time we're going to Jurassic World, everybody.
Time
the
jump.
sequel trilogy.
From 2001 to 2015?
I think the last one came out in 2018.
14?
I think 18. Okay.
The first Jurassic World?
Jurassic World?
Yeah, the first Pratt.
Oh, okay.
What's the time between the JP3 bomb? It didn't bomb, but like underperform. The dearth,
2015.
the creative.
So 14 years. Don't do the math. Okay.
I might say the creative
might do the math.
extinction. No, I will not do the math.
14 years after this movie.
2015, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Pratt 1. 2 hours and 4 minutes runtime. JD, close your ears.
I like to let art be as long as it's going to be.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at these great young new actors we got to look forward to. There's people in this movie that I'm like psyched about that I think are great.
Bryce Dallas Howard fan?
She's fine.
She won me over in these movies. I didn't really care for her
Oh.
until these movies.
Lauren Lapkus, I'm a huge fan of. She's very funny.
Yeah,
She's
very
on
funny.
podcasts I like.
Jake Johnson,
Also
fan
great.
favorite. Fan favorite.
Jake Johnson, great.
All right, well,
Can't wait.
yep. All right, well, how do we sign this thing off, Paul?
Pod, found a way.
Life finds a pod.
Life, finds a pod. See you next time.
See you next time. Or should we try and talk like raptors? Or it's like, Hold On to Your Butts is a left hand, right brain production. Produced by JD Lopez.